Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Ellis, and let me start by asking you something simple. Have you ever been jolted out of sleep by a sudden, sharp cramp in your calf? You sit up, eyes wide in the dark, heart pounding, leg locked tight, wondering why this keeps happening night after night. If you're over 60, chances are you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you've ever felt frustrated, helpless, or just plain exhausted because of it, I want you to know you're not alone. You're not weak. And most importantly, you're not out of options. Today, I want to share something with you that doesn't come in a bottle or a prescription. It comes in a handful of almonds. A small daily habit that changed a man's life. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert is a retired mechanic, 68 years old, tough guy, worked with his hands all his life. When he came to see me, he looked tired. Not just physically, but emotionally worn down. "Doc," he said, "I can't sleep. Almost every night I get these stabbing cramps in my calves. I've tried everything, stretching, magnesium pills, creams, nothing works." I asked him to try something different. Not a new medication, not a physical therapy routine. Just 10 soaked almonds every morning, paired with a piece of kiwi. He gave me a sideways look, like he was sure I'd lost my mind. "Seriously, that's it?" "Yes, that's it." And 3 weeks later, he came back with a completely different look in his eyes. He smiled. "Doc," he said, "I slept straight through the night for the first time in 5 years." The science behind the crunch. Almonds may look like a simple snack, but they are a biochemical gift. Each almond is packed with magnesium, a mineral that quietly supports your muscles, nerves, heart rhythm, and even your mood. But here's the twist. Magnesium from food is often better absorbed than magnesium from pills. And in almonds, magnesium comes bundled with healthy fats, which act like little rafts to help carry nutrients across the gut wall and into your bloodstream. Plus, almonds also contain potassium, which helps balance fluid in your cells and prevent cramps, and polyphenols that reduce inflammation. And here's what most people don't know. When you soak almonds overnight, something magical happens. It activates enzymes that break down phytic acid, a compound that normally blocks your body from absorbing magnesium and other minerals. Soaked almonds are softer, gentler on your digestive system, and far more bioavailable. How to soak almonds properly. It's easy. Take about 30 grams, that's a small handful, of raw organic almonds with the skin on. Place them in a bowl or jar and cover with filtered water. Let them sit at room temperature for at least 12 hours. Rinse well in the morning and store in the fridge for up to 3 days. Each morning, eat them slowly. Don't rush. Pair them with a vitamin C-rich fruit like kiwi, strawberries, or orange slices. Why vitamin C? Because it helps you absorb magnesium even better. A quick tip: avoid eating almonds at the same time as dairy products. Calcium can compete with magnesium for absorption and reduce its effect. Not just good for cramps, good for your whole body. When Robert started this habit, the cramps disappeared. But that wasn't the only thing that changed. His digestion improved. His energy picked up. He said he even felt less irritable during the day. And that makes sense. Low magnesium isn't just about muscle cramps. It's linked to anxiety, poor sleep, high blood pressure, and more. Correcting it with food can have a ripple effect across your health, especially in older adults who naturally lose magnesium faster than younger folks. Why? Kidneys filter out more magnesium as we age. Many common medications, especially diuretics, flush it out faster. And modern diets are often low in whole, mineral-rich foods. That's why I say, sometimes a handful of nuts can do more than a cabinet full of supplements. What kind of almonds should you buy? Great question. Choose organic whenever possible. Conventional almonds often contain pesticide residues. Look for raw, whole almonds with the skin on. The skin contains valuable antioxidants. Avoid flavored, roasted, or salted varieties. They're delicious, sure, but they disrupt mineral balance and often add unwanted oils or sodium. One small act, repeated daily, can restore peace. You don't need a major overhaul of your diet. You don't need fancy machines or expensive powders. You need a simple, consistent ritual, one that fits into your morning like brushing your teeth or brewing coffee. So tonight, before you go to bed, take out a small bowl. Drop in 10 almonds, add water, cover it, and let nature do the rest. Tomorrow morning, take your time, sit down, chew slowly, pair with fruit, and know that while it seems small, you are doing something powerful. Why this works better than pills? I've been a practicing geriatric physician for over 25 years. I've prescribed thousands of supplements, and I'm not against them. They have their place. But what I've learned over and over again is, food gives your body context. Pills don't. When you eat magnesium from almonds, your body recognizes it. It comes with fat, fiber, antioxidants, all the natural cofactors that help your system use it properly. It's like giving your body a full toolbox, not just a single wrench. Your invitation tonight. If you've struggled with cramps, tight muscles, restless legs, or just low energy, try this for 1 week. 10 soaked almonds each morning. A slice of kiwi or orange. Avoid dairy at the same meal. Drink enough water throughout the day. Watch what happens. Sometimes the solutions we seek aren't complicated. They're just forgotten, waiting to be rediscovered in the quiet corner of your kitchen. Let me make a little confession. I love chocolate, but not the candy bar kind full of sugar and milk powder. I'm talking about true dark chocolate, rich, bold, slightly bitter, the kind that melts slowly on your tongue and makes you close your eyes without even realizing it. And here's the best part. This seemingly guilty pleasure might just be your new nighttime ally against those relentless leg cramps. Doc, are you just trying to sweet-talk me? That's exactly what Louise asked me. Louise is a 74-year-old retired English teacher, thoughtful, well-read, and skeptical of anything that sounds too easy. She came to me with a tired smile and heavier eyes. "Dr. Ellis," she said, "I keep waking up with cramps. Some nights it's both legs. I've stretched, I've tried magnesium pills, I've even done yoga in the hallway at 3 a.m. I asked her one question, "Louise, do you like dark chocolate?" She looked at me, raised an eyebrow, and laughed. "You're kidding, right?" No, I was. Because when chosen and used the right way, dark chocolate can be one of the most powerful natural sources of magnesium, and a whole lot more. Let's break it down. What's in the bar? Here's what good quality dark chocolate gives you. Magnesium, in a bioavailable form that your muscles and nerves need to function. Theobromine, a compound that relaxes blood vessels and supports circulation, vital for preventing those painful nighttime spasms. Antioxidants, especially flavonoids, which help reduce low-grade inflammation in older adults. In fact, a study from the University of Lausanne found that adults over 60 who ate just 20 grams of 85% dark chocolate 3 times a week saw a 68% reduction in leg cramps within 4 weeks. Not bad for something that also happens to taste amazing. But not all chocolate is created equal. If you head down the candy aisle, you'll see dozens of products labeled dark chocolate. But here's the thing. Many of them are loaded with sugar, vegetable oils, or artificial sweeteners that actually cancel out the benefits you're looking for. So here's my advice. Choose single-origin dark chocolate, bars made from cocoa beans that come from one region, like Ecuador or Peru. Look for at least 85% cocoa content. If that sounds too bitter, you can start with 70% but work your way up. Avoid anything with milk, soy lecithin, or natural flavors high on the ingredient list. Louise's evening ritual. Once Louise got over her skepticism, I asked her to do this. Break off 2 squares of dark chocolate, about 20 grams. Gently melt them in a small double boiler or on the lowest microwave setting. Stir in a pinch of Himalayan pink salt, rich in trace minerals that complement magnesium. Let it melt on her tongue slowly after dinner. No screens, no distractions, just chocolate and quiet. 3 weeks later, Louise came back and said something that made me smile. It felt too good to be true, but it worked. I'm sleeping better. My legs are calm, and honestly, I look forward to that moment each night. That's what I call medicine with joy. Why melting makes a difference. Here's a little-known secret. When you melt dark chocolate gently below 45 degrees C, 113 degrees F, it becomes up to 30% more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use the magnesium more efficiently. Why? Because heat breaks down some of the natural cocoa fats and helps magnesium detach from its plant matrix, making it easier to transport across the gut wall. So instead of snapping off a cold chunk from the fridge, try this. Let it soften at room temperature. Melt it gently and stir. Enjoy it warm, maybe with a few soaked almonds on the side. Storage tip: chocolate doesn't like the fridge. Most people store chocolate in the fridge, especially in summer. But moisture from cold air can disrupt the delicate structure of the cocoa butter, creating a white film and possibly damaging its nutrient profile. Instead, store your chocolate in a cool, dark drawer, away from sunlight and heat. Use an airtight container if needed. You'll protect both the flavor and the medicinal quality. The story of Mr. Walter. Let me tell you about another patient. Mr. Walter, a retired history teacher from Michigan. He had tried magnesium supplements for years. Some helped a little, others gave him digestive issues, but the cramps never fully went away. I recommended dark chocolate, the same ritual as Louise. At first, he scoffed. "Doc, I'm a diabetic, I can't have chocolate." But we found a sugar-free 90% cocoa bar, sweetened with a hint of stevia. And we set clear rules: small amounts after a meal, never on an empty stomach. Within 2 weeks, the intensity of his cramps reduced. After a month, they were almost gone. And when we rechecked his blood work, his magnesium levels were finally normal for the first time in years. Chocolate as a lifestyle habit, not a dessert. I want you to stop thinking of dark chocolate as a treat you have to earn. Instead, see it as a nightly ritual, a signal to your body that the day is winding down, that comfort is allowed, and that health can also taste good. You're not spoiling yourself, you're nourishing yourself. Just like you'd brew a cup of herbal tea or light a calming candle, let chocolate become part of that rhythm. Let's recap. How to use dark chocolate. I'll never forget what Karen said to me. Karen was 69, a retired nurse who had always taken good care of others. But somewhere along the way, she stopped taking care of herself. When she came to see me, she looked strong on the outside, but her voice trembled a little. "Dr. Ellis, I've been waking up with leg cramps almost every night for 10 years. I've tried creams, warm baths, even sleeping upside down. I'm exhausted." I asked her a simple question. "Have you ever tried pumpkin seeds?" She blinked. "Pumpkin seeds, like from Halloween?" "Yes, the very same. Except this time we weren't carving pumpkins. We were rebuilding her nighttime peace, one tiny seed at a time. What makes pumpkin seeds so powerful? If almonds are like trucks hauling magnesium into your bloodstream, then pumpkin seeds are stealth jets. Small, fast, and surprisingly effective. Just one small handful, about 30 grams, provides nearly half your daily magnesium needs. A healthy dose of potassium and zinc, which help regulate muscle function. Plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, which calm inflammation and improve circulation. And a special compound called tryptophan, which helps your brain make serotonin and melatonin, crucial for sleep. What does this mean for you? It means pumpkin seeds don't just stop cramps. They help you sleep better, move easier, and recover faster. All from something you can toss on your salad or sprinkle on oatmeal. Why most people eat pumpkin seeds the wrong way. You've seen them in grocery stores, bright packaging, crunchy coating, maybe some chili lime flavor or honey glaze. Tempting? Absolutely. Healthy? Not really. Most commercial pumpkin seeds are roasted in vegetable oils, which can oxidize and harm your blood vessels. Dusted with salt or sugar, which disrupt your mineral balance. Depleted of enzymes, which help you digest and absorb nutrients. If you want the full benefit, you have to treat pumpkin seeds like medicine, not just a snack. The right way to prepare pumpkin seeds. I teach my patients a simple 3-step ritual. Buy raw, organic, unsalted pumpkin seeds, often labeled as pepitas. Soak them overnight in filtered water with a pinch of sea salt. In the morning, rinse well, pat dry, and store in a sealed jar in the fridge. Why soak? Because soaking activates enzymes that break down phytates, natural compounds that block mineral absorption. Soaked seeds are also easier to chew, digest, and integrate into your daily meals. You can eat them raw or lightly toast them in a dry pan for a minute or two, but don't overcook. Heat destroys the delicate fats and minerals. Corinne's nightly transformation. I asked Corinne to do one thing. Add 1/4 cup of soaked pumpkin seeds to her breakfast each morning for 2 weeks. She stirred them into oatmeal, tossed them on yogurt, and sometimes just ate them by the spoonful. And the result? Dr. Ellis, I don't know how to explain it, she told me. I didn't change anything else, but the cramps just stopped. For the first time in 10 years, I'm sleeping through the night. Her story isn't unusual. In fact, a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who ate pumpkin seeds daily for 6 weeks had significantly fewer muscle cramps, reported better sleep and less leg swelling, showed improved blood circulation on medical imaging, and not a single participant needed a supplement. How to use pumpkin seeds every day. Here are a few ways my patients enjoy them. On top of oatmeal with berries and cinnamon. Mixed into plain yogurt with a drizzle of honey. Sprinkled on salads for a nutty crunch. Blended into smoothies with banana, almond milk, and spinach. Or simply eaten by the spoonful with a warm cup of herbal tea. You don't need to complicate it. Just add 1 handful a day and watch your nights change. A word of caution and care. While pumpkin seeds are incredibly safe for most people, a few gentle reminders. If you have a nut or seed allergy, talk to your doctor first. If you're on blood thinners, pumpkin seeds are generally safe, but moderation is key. Always check for freshness. Seeds can go rancid quickly due to their healthy oils. If they smell off, toss them. Store soaked seeds in an airtight jar in the refrigerator and eat within 3-4 days. Why I believe in food before pharmacy. There's a quiet power in food. And I've come to believe this deeply, not from textbooks, but from thousands of real-life stories like Corinne's. Pharmaceuticals have their place, but they're not always the first or best answer. Sometimes what your body needs isn't more medicine. It's more minerals better absorbed from the earth. Tonight, I invite you to prepare one small jar. Before bed, take out a glass jar. Add half a cup of pumpkin seeds. Fill with filtered water. Add a pinch of salt. Leave it on the counter. Let them soak. I want you to picture something. It's early morning. The sun is barely up. You swing your legs over the side of the bed, and for the first time in months, or maybe even years, you don't feel stiff. You don't hesitate. You stand up easily. There's no wincing, no deep breath before taking that first step. Can you imagine that? For George, a retired teacher in his 70s, this stopped being a dream and started being his new normal. And it all began with a bowl of quinoa at dinner. Meet quinoa, nature's forgotten protein. Quinoa, pronounced quinoa, is often mistaken for a grain. Technically, it's a seed. But in every meaningful way, it functions like a grain, and then some. Quinoa has been grown in the Andes Mountains for over 5,000 years. The Inca people called it the mother of all grains. And now modern science is starting to understand why. Each cooked cup, about 185 grams, gives you 120 mg of magnesium, about one-third of what older adults need daily. Complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids rare for a plant. Potassium for muscle function and fluid balance. Iron for oxygen transport in your blood. Anti-inflammatory phytonutrients. In short, quinoa is a powerhouse for aging muscles. Magnesium and muscle, the forgotten connection. As we age, our magnesium levels quietly drop. Why? Kidneys excrete more magnesium over time. Diuretics, which many older adults take for blood pressure or swelling, flush it out faster. And many people don't eat enough magnesium-rich foods to begin with. When your body runs low on magnesium, muscles get twitchy. Nerves misfire, sleep gets disturbed. And yes, those familiar, painful leg cramps creep in during the night. Quinoa helps restore that balance, not just with magnesium, but with the protein your muscles need to rebuild. But not all carbs are equal. George, my patient, came to me with a familiar concern. I wake up stiff. My legs feel like concrete. I'm afraid one day I'll trip and fall just walking to the bathroom. He was eating fairly well, but I noticed something. His dinners always included white rice, easy to cook, easy to digest, but nutritionally shallow. I asked him to make one small change. Replace white rice with cooked quinoa 4 nights a week. We added steamed vegetables and olive oil. That's it. No pills, no powders, just a smarter dinner plate. And 1 month later, George came back smiling. I didn't think it would work, he said. But I wake up easier, my legs feel more stable, I feel stronger. Why quinoa stands out? What makes quinoa special isn't just what's in it. It's how your body uses it. Unlike most grains, quinoa is gluten-free, so it's gentle on aging digestive systems. Has a low glycemic index, helping stabilize blood sugar. Contains flavonoids like quercetin, which fight inflammation. Is light, fluffy, and satisfying, without that heavy, bloated feeling. And because it contains complete protein, it's perfect for seniors who may not eat as much meat or have trouble digesting heavier foods. How to prepare quinoa for maximum benefits. There's one big mistake I see over and over again: not rinsing quinoa. Quinoa seeds have a natural coating called saponin, a bitter compound that protects the plant in nature, but can irritate your gut and block mineral absorption in humans. How to remove it: pour dry quinoa into a fine mesh strainer. Rinse under cold, running water, rubbing gently with your fingers. Keep rinsing until the water runs clear, usually 30–60 seconds. Then cook as follows. 1 cup of quinoa plus 2 cups of water or low-sodium vegetable broth. Bring to a boil, then simmer for 15 minutes covered. Let sit for 5 minutes off heat, then fluff with a fork. Drizzle with extra virgin olive oil and fresh lemon juice to enhance flavor and help your body absorb more magnesium. Ways to enjoy quinoa beyond dinner. Quinoa is versatile. Here are a few favorites from my patients. Warm dinner bowl, quinoa plus roasted veggies plus grilled salmon. Chilled salad, quinoa plus chopped parsley plus tomato plus cucumber plus feta. Savory breakfast, quinoa plus scrambled egg plus avocado. Sweet breakfast. Quinoa plus almond milk plus blueberries plus chopped almonds. The best part, it digests gently. My patients with IBS, reflux, or bloating issues do far better with quinoa than with heavier starches like bread or pasta. Scientific proof? Absolutely. The Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging published a study tracking adults over 60 who ate quinoa 4 times a week for 6 weeks. The results? 50% fewer nighttime leg cramps. Less stiffness upon waking. Better balance and mobility reported in daily movement tests. Even more impressive, participants reported feeling less anxious, likely due to better sleep quality and magnesium stabilization. Tonight's invitation, trade white for wise. If you're still eating white rice, white bread, or processed carbs at dinner, consider trying quinoa. It's not exotic, it's not hard to cook. I once asked a patient of mine, Elaine, a retired kindergarten teacher in her mid-60s, do you ever walk past the spinach section in the grocery store without giving it a second thought? Oh, she chuckled, spinach. That soggy stuff my mom used to boil to death. What's it going to do for me? And I smiled, because I knew that if she gave it a chance, just 3 times a week, this humble green could change her sleep, her strength, and her mornings. Those 2 a.m. leg cramps, more than just bad luck. If you've ever been yanked out of deep sleep by a cramp in your calf, you know what I'm talking about. Sudden, sharp, debilitating. It feels like a knot twisting tighter and tighter inside your muscle, and no matter how much you rub it, stretch it, or curse at it, your body won't let go. For many of my older patients, it happens again and again. And they assume, well, it's just part of getting old. But let me be clear, it's not just aging. It's often magnesium deficiency. And one of the richest sources of natural magnesium sits quietly in your produce aisle, wrapped in green, waiting to be steamed, not ignored. Spinach, the underdog hero for older muscles. Cooked spinach is packed with magnesium, about 150–160 mg per cup, which is nearly half your daily needs if you're over 60. And that's not all. It also contains folate, which supports memory and blood health, vitamin K1, which supports bone density, iron in a form that pairs well with plant-based vitamin C. It's not flashy. It doesn't come in a pill bottle. But it works if you let it. The biggest mistake I see, cooking it wrong. Now let's talk about where most people go wrong. They boil spinach to death. Or worse, they microwave it until it's a soggy pile of green mush. And here's the issue. Boiling spinach in lots of water can leach out up to 60% of its magnesium. Microwaving destroys delicate B vitamins and folate. So if you're eating spinach but still experiencing cramps or stiffness, the problem might not be the food. It's the method. The 5-minute spinach ritual I swear by. Here's the preparation I give my patients, the one I call the spinach sleep ritual. Take a fresh bunch of deep green spinach. Rinse it gently. Steam it lightly, no more than 5 minutes. Drizzle with cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil, helps carry magnesium across your gut lining. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Vitamin C improves absorption dramatically. That's it. No salt, no cheese, no cream sauces. Just nature and a little intention. But I eat spinach and still have cramps. I've heard that dozens of times, and every time I dig deeper. Like with Henry, a 75-year-old retired engineer. He was eating spinach every other day, but still waking up with cramps. We sat down and reviewed his cooking process, boiled for 10 minutes. Drained, salted, microwaved to reheat. No wonder it wasn't working. All the magnesium had vanished down the drain. Once he switched to steaming with olive oil and lemon, 3 weeks later he called and said, "Doc, I slept through the night for the first time in 4 years." Buying spinach the right way. In case you're wondering, yes, it matters how you shop for spinach. Choose fresh bunches with deep green, crisp leaves. Yellow or wilted leaves equals fewer nutrients. If using frozen spinach, pick plain, unsauced versions, not creamed or seasoned. Avoid pre-cooked spinach dishes with high sodium or saturated fats. They block mineral absorption. Store your fresh spinach unwashed in a breathable bag inside your fridge's veggie drawer. Wash it just before cooking, not earlier. Batch prep tip for busy evenings. If you're short on time, lightly steam 2 servings at once. Store the extra in a sealed container in the fridge for up to 48 hours. When ready to eat, gently reheat and add oil plus lemon just before serving. Don't soak the spinach in water and don't freeze the steamed version. It loses too much integrity and nutrition. More than just cramps, spinach supports freedom. What I love most about spinach isn't just its nutrients. It's what it gives back to people. When my patients start eating spinach the right way, I don't just hear, "My cramps are gone." I hear, "I got up this morning without wincing. I walked around the block without fear. I finally slept through the night." These small wins matter. They're not small at all. They represent something deeper. Independence. And that to me is what aging well is really about. Try it for 2 weeks, just 3-4 times a week. Here, that's what I'd love for you to do. Steam 1 generous handful of spinach. Drizzle with olive oil and lemon. Pair it with dinner. Do this 3 to 4 times a week for 2 weeks. Then ask yourself, If you're watching this right now, chances are you've been there, you're fast asleep. The house is quiet, and then, bam, your leg seizes up like a vice. Your calf locks, your eyes fly open, and all you can think is, make it stop. Please just make it stop. It's 2:17 a.m., you're disoriented, groggy, and now in pain. You try to stretch, but it just makes it worse. You try to walk it off, but the muscle won't budge. I know that moment. I've seen it in my patients. I've lived it too. But here's what I want you to know. You're not helpless. There is a way to respond. I call it my midnight rescue plan, a 6-step protocol I've developed and refined over 25 years with older adults dealing with nighttime cramps. It doesn't involve any medication. It doesn't require fancy tools, just your body, your kitchen, and a little preparation. Let's walk through it together. Step 1. Get out of bed and place your foot on the cold floor. The very first thing you need to do, even if it hurts to move, is get that cramped leg onto the cold floor. Why? Because the sudden temperature contrast under your foot stimulates nerve endings called thermoreceptors. These send a message to your brain saying, something's different. Let go of the spasm. Cold floors act like a neurological circuit breaker. And if you're able, gently begin walking in small steps, transferring your weight lightly onto the affected leg. Keep your knee slightly bent. This helps restore normal circulation without triggering more pain. Stop sign important. Don't force a deep stretch right away. Your muscle is already locked. Pulling too hard too soon can cause micro tears that lead to more pain later. Step 2, drink the anti-cramp shot. This is a simple drink I recommend keeping prepped at night in your kitchen, or even at your bedside if needed. Here's how you make it. 1 glass of warm water, not hot, about 100-110 degrees F or 37-43 degrees C. A pinch of Himalayan pink salt for trace minerals. 1 teaspoon of raw honey, a natural source of potassium. The juice of a quarter fresh lemon. Vitamin C helps magnesium absorption. Stir well. Take 1 small sip and hold it in your mouth for 10 seconds before swallowing. Why? Because you have a rich network of capillaries under your tongue and cheeks. Holding the drink lets key minerals begin absorbing sublingually, bypassing your gut. That means faster relief. Step 3, apply pressure to 2 key points. When your muscle is locked in pain, applying pressure to the right spots can help interrupt the pain signal and tell the muscle to relax. Here are the 2 points I teach all my patients. SD36, Zusan Lee. Located about 4 fingerwidths below your kneecap, just outside the shin bone. Press here firmly for 10-15 seconds using your thumb. Mid-calf trigger point. Feel the center of your calf muscle between the 2 bulging parts. That's where the tension is. Press steadily and breathe slowly as you hold the pressure. You're not fixing the cramp. You're distracting the pain pathway, breaking the feedback loop between the nerve and the muscle. A warm spoon or rounded tool can be used if your fingers are too tired. Step 4. Contrast therapy, hot and cold. Once the worst of the cramp has eased, you want to help the muscle fully release and recover. Here's the method I recommend. Wrap a warm, not hot, water bottle in a towel. Apply it to the cramped area for 30 seconds. Immediately switch to a cold pack or wrapped ice for 20 seconds. Repeat this cycle 3 times. This alternating method boosts circulation, flushes out inflammatory waste, and helps reset the nerve endings in the affected area. It's also deeply soothing. Step 5, avoid these common mistakes. In a panic, we often do more harm than good. Here's what not to do. Cross-mark, don't yank the muscle into a stretch, especially in the first 30 seconds. You'll risk micro damage. Cross-mark, don't jump into a hot bath right after the cramp. While it might feel good briefly, it can actually worsen inflammation later. Cross-mark, don't walk barefoot on cold tiles for too long. Initial cold helps, but prolonged exposure may cause vasoconstriction and more tightness. The goal is calm, not overreaction. Step 6, the recovery routine. Once the cramp has fully released, walk slowly for 5-10 minutes. This encourages blood flow and moves lactic acid out of the muscle. Mix 1 liter of water with a magnesium chloride sachet and sip throughout the day. It's a gentle way to replenish your stores after the crisis. Optionally, apply a green clay compress to the area for 15-20 minutes. Clay has natural anti-inflammatory properties and helps pull tension from the tissue. This phase is important. It's how you make sure the next night doesn't bring a repeat performance. Why this protocol works. What I've learned over the years is this. Most people don't need more things. They need the right sequence of simple, effective actions. This protocol works because it interrupts the cramp neurologically, cold floor pressure points, replenishes lost electrolytes, honey, salt, lemon, water, restores circulation, contrast therapy, walking, prevents recurrence, hydration, magnesium, recovery care. I've shared this with hundreds of patients, and many say it completely. There's something sacred about the quiet hours before bed. The day winds down, the light softens, the world asks less of us, and we finally have a chance to ask more of ourselves. What do I want this night to feel like? For many of my patients, that answer is simple. I want to sleep peacefully. No cramps, no twitching legs or jolts of pain. Just rest. And I want to tell you, it's possible. You've already learned about magnesium-rich foods and emergency steps when a cramp strikes. But tonight, we shift the focus to prevention. Not just reacting when your body cries out, but gently guiding it toward a state where it doesn't have to cry out at all. Let's talk about the 6 rituals I recommend to every older adult who wants to reclaim restful, cramp-free sleep. 1. Warm water plus gentle movement, the 10-minute wind down. Instead of flopping onto the couch or scrolling on your phone until you pass out, try this. Take a warm shower or bath, not hot, not cold. About 100 degrees F, 37 degrees C. Let the water flow down your neck, your legs, your calves. Follow it with 5 minutes of gentle stretching. Flex and point your toes, roll your ankles. Gently pull your knee toward your chest while lying down. Lift your heels off the ground while standing like a slow calf raise. Why? Because this combo relaxes overactive nerves, increases blood flow to your legs, sends a signal to your brain, we're safe, it's time to slow down. Many of my patients who add this routine report fewer nighttime cramps within 1 week. 2. Smart hydration, but with timing. Dehydration is a silent cramp trigger, but so is overcompensating too late in the day. Here's the sweet spot. Hydrate steadily throughout the day, aim for 6-8 cups of fluid. After 7 p.m., limit liquids to small sips. So you're not waking up to pee at 2 a.m. 30 minutes before bed, try this gentle drink. A half-cup warm water. A squeeze of lemon. A teaspoon of raw honey. It's hydrating, gently calming, and the honey helps maintain stable blood sugar during sleep, which may also reduce restless legs. 3. A lighter, smarter dinner. Eating too much, or the wrong foods, at dinner can interfere with both mineral absorption and sleep quality. Avoid heavy, salty meals. Sodium flushes out potassium and magnesium. Sugary desserts. They spike insulin and mess with your nervous system. Alcohol, which dehydrates and worsens muscle cramps. Instead, aim for a lean protein, like grilled salmon or a boiled egg. Steamed greens, like spinach or broccoli. A slow-digesting carb, like quinoa or sweet potato. Healthy fats, olive oil, avocado. Dinner should make you feel nourished, not bloated or wired. 4. Lights down, melatonin up. Melatonin is your brain's natural sleep hormone, but its release is deeply connected to light, and that's where most people trip up. TVs, tablets, phones, and overhead lighting all emit blue light, which tells your brain it's still daytime. If you suppress melatonin, your body doesn't rest deeply, doesn't recover fully, stays alert, which tightens your muscles even while lying still. So here's what I suggest. Dim your lights 90 minutes before bed. Use warm-colored bulbs or candlelight. Avoid screens or use night shift mode plus blue light blocking glasses. Read something calm, not thrilling. Let your body know the sun has set. It's time for rest. 5. Gratitude and breath. Your nervous system reset button. Here's something no pill can give you. A calm nervous system. And one of the fastest ways to activate your parasympathetic rest and digest system is through slow breathing plus positive emotion. Try this. Sit on the edge of your bed. Place your hands on your belly. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat for 2-3 minutes. While breathing, silently name 3 things you're grateful for. This combo of breath plus gratitude has been shown to reduce cortisol, lower blood pressure, Improve sleep onset. Loosen muscular tension. Think of it as a full-body exhale, mentally and physically. 6. Medication check-in. Your hidden cramps culprit. Did you know that many common medications deplete magnesium and potassium? If you're taking diuretics like HCTZ or furosemide, certain blood pressure meds, antacids with aluminum or calcium, or even some sleeping pills, you might be losing precious minerals every day without knowing it. Please don't stop your medications, but do ask your doctor, could this be contributing to my cramps? Should I test my magnesium or potassium levels? Sometimes, a small adjustment to dosage or timing can make a big difference. And in many cases, your doctor may support adding a magnesium-rich food routine or even a supplement if needed. Your evening blueprint recap. If this feels like a lot, don't worry. Here's your gentle, realistic bedtime rhythm. Warm shower plus 5-min stretch. Light dinner low in sodium, high in magnesium. Hydration taper. Honey plus lemon drink 30 mins before bed. Dim lights, no screens for 30 mins before sleep. Gratitude breath practice in bed. Review meds with your doctor if cramps persist. Pick just 2 of these tonight. Start small, let it build. Because healthy sleep isn't about perfection, it's about pattern and compassion for yourself. If you remember one thing, let it be this: cramps are not your destiny, they are a message. And you, my friend, have the power to answer that message with care. You don't need to fear the night anymore. Not if you've prepared your body to rest. Not if you've nourished your muscles, tended to your nervous system, and created space for calm. Sleep is not a luxury, it's your right. And with these rituals, you can claim it, night after night, gently and steadily. Thank you for walking this journey with me. From almonds to spinach, from emergency